Hi guys, we're on our 4th visit to the beach house, 5th if you're counting the setup, and I finally feel like we're kind of at a steady state where I'm just coming here to do a full inspection and make sure nothing crazy is going on, do a little bit of maintenance, restock a few things, but not discovering anything too crazy, knock on wood. I wanted to make this video to share how we go about planning a trip like this so that we are prepared ahead of time, and also once we get here, what that kind of inspection process is like systematically. It's definitely taken me a few visits to refine this process. First, let's talk about pre-planning this trip. I like to start a Google Doc just to brain dump all of our priorities for the trip. Some of these come from recent messages from our cleaners, like the one about the outside trash bin being broken or the doormat needing replaced. And some of these other ones come from my maintenance dashboard, like this comment about the outside water filter. I know I've been saying I will share my updated dashboard soon. I know, sorry guys, I went on vacation, but I will get back to it this month. I like to first list everything out, and then I can prioritize based on which ones we personally need to do while we're here, which ones are urgent or take extra long time. As an example, the pool planning I really wanted to do in person. I think it's nice to connect with someone in real life, and also it's hard to replicate the feeling of walking around the backyard and visualizing where the pool will be and how it will feel. Once we get there, we will make a more thorough inspection and add more stuff to the to-do list. Still, getting organized ahead of time is super important. It helps us prioritize the right items, make sure everything gets completed and nothing is missed, and it also helps make sure that the limited time we have there is spent most efficiently. Speaking of staying organized, I wanted to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Lodgify. As someone who manages the beach house remotely, clearly I am filming this in Minnesota in my room, I rely on Lodgify as my property management software to make sure my calendars are synced and the listing details are consistent across all the platforms, including Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, and Direct Bookings, and Google Vacation Rentals. I also love having those message templates that you can set up as a saved reply to use to communicate with any guest regardless of which platform they booked on. Without this, I would have been copying each template from Airbnb into VRBO, into my other Direct Bookings, and changing the smart phrases because that is also different on each platform. And God forbid if you ever have to edit any of these templates because you change your mind on how you want to phrase things, you want to change the checkout time, and you're going into each one to change that would be way harder. This helps me stay consistent across all the platforms and honestly save so much time. They're currently running a Black Friday promotion for the month of November, where the subscriptions are 50% off and they're offering free onboarding and free dynamic pricing. Use the link with the description below to test them out with a free trial, and thanks again Lodgify for partnering with us on this video. Moving on to chapter 2, what did we actually do when we were here? We kind of just went down the list. We met our contractor to talk about the pool addition, and we did a walkthrough, looked at our survey. More to come on that final decision. We also arranged to get a new trash can from the local garbage pickup service, and then we just went through the whole list of our inspection items. We added any to-do items and marked down where follow-up is needed and just kind of got to work. We found this wind chime hanging outside. It's cute, but it's actually kind of noisy for the bedroom above, which we wouldn't have found out unless we tried out the space ourselves. So remember to test your space out as a guest. The cordless vacuum was supposedly not working and no one could figure out why, so we were really just here to return it because we already got a new one. But turns out they just did not put the battery back, so we have 2 fully functional vacuums. Either way, we took one back to return. We replaced the doormat, and we also switched those bath toiletries into smaller refillables. It's not wrong to buy the individual bottles versus the refillable kind. Honestly, I don't have a strong preference. It's just that this one bathroom downstairs has a really short niche, and we keep forgetting that it needs a short container, and we keep buying the wrong kind of stuff, and so we end up putting the shampoo like way up high or just on the floor. It's just not a good look. I've just decided let's buy these refillable bottles that fit correctly, and we'll buy it in bulk and see how it goes. I'm testing out the games and amenities to make sure everything still works. This definitely does not look like a full set of Jenga, so we're gonna need something new. We retaped some of the wall decor that was coming loose. One of the Ring cameras wasn't charging properly because the solar panel that charges it isn't really getting enough sun, and the battery tends to die out too quickly, and so we really need to adjust that particular Ring camera solar panel. This time I also listed out all the parts of the house that I wanted to inspect so that I'm not missing something. For example, look at how the exterior exterior wall is and kind of get the cadence of how often I'm power washing the house. Or I know the landscaping occasionally needs weeding and mulching, like where is that at this time and what do I feel like it looks like? Some of the other routine things you may have seen in my house operation manual video from I think at least over a year ago. I like to change out all the batteries for the TV remotes because I'm not always here, and instead of waiting till every last drop of battery is used up on these remotes and someone runs out and asks, hey, where are the batteries? And then I have to direct them, like it becomes a whole thing. I might as well just change them and never have that question. Don't worry, I'm taking the batteries with. We will find a use for these batteries somewhere in my house. Every time we come, we also just charge the minute monitor, take a look at the HVAC filters. That is now built into my task list. The other thing we knew we had to do is restock. I know a lot of these things you can just go to Amazon, go to Costco, wherever, and just have it be shipped to our house. But it's always nice to at least yearly take a full inventory and take a look at where at however many rolls of toilet paper, kitchen paper, like dish rags, all the things that are stored in the pantry. I wanted to take note of the things that are less frequently replaced, like the board games, the pool balls, like the little hooks we have for towels. I know we have some left, but where are they? What do they look like? Light bulbs that we bought in bulk for the many different light fixtures in the house, like which fixture uses what bulb. I wanted to make sure all of that is properly documented so that when someone says, hey, your kitchen chandelier needs a bulb changed, I know exactly which one they're talking about, whether we already had it in stock. And this would make it so much easier to be just like a small task that we lump into one of the visits that our assistant makes routinely to kind of clear the mail, do random checks, when we know for sure he has everything ready at the house and doesn't have to run to the store and buy something. Another interesting thing I learned about inventory, and I don't know if this just happens to us or to you guys as well, but every time we come, there's like a new amenity that somebody else added. For example, the Keurig, that's not ours, but it has been added since last year. There is now an air fryer. I don't know who bought the air fryer and why they left it here. There are new pots and pans. There are new spatulas. There's even new bowls and plates. Beach gear, toys, and board games is another frequent one that we just discovered new stuff of.
This little pineapple guy, that's new. That's not ours. And the beach gear, there's extra chairs and this soccer ball. There's always like random stuff that people add. And I just got to make sure they're all in good condition and worth keeping. So it doesn't look like a bunch of junk piled up.
And so the purpose here is to take a look around and be aware of what we have in the house. We want to make sure there are enough functional chairs, there are enough functional wagons that people can take to the beach. Checking what we still have and what people have added, that's always helpful to know. The last thing we had absolutely planned on doing is to visit our neighbor. I've mentioned this in previous videos, and I think it's really important to be a good neighbor and just to be a good, considerate person. Everyone's going to have mixed feelings about having a short-term rental in their neighborhood. And I completely understand that. You don't want party houses. You don't want like inconsiderate people coming in and being loud and kind of destroying that neighborhood. I totally get that. And I feel like that is our responsibility as short-term rental operators, owners, whatever you want to call ourselves, to make sure we are doing what we can to be good neighbors and to build those relationships. And also, our neighbor is so helpful in telling us, hey, there are cars that are not parked correctly. The garbage bins are not being taken out on the right days. Or our front yard tree is kind of overhanging too much into our garage. Maybe someone should look at that. She's been really helpful in keeping us in the know and connecting us to other resources. So we really want to just chat with her and make sure we're keeping our communication open and everyone's happy. Lastly, I wanted to end with just a couple pieces of advice for anyone who is managing a rental, especially people who are self-managing remotely like we are on top of some other job and you're kind of just doing this on the side. I'm so happy to report that this time there were no crazy surprises. You may remember my previous videos. I think the first one I made about coming here, how I thought it would be a fun business trip, but then it turned out to be a lot of work and it was hard. I feel so differently now, and it's kind of crazy to think back, A, how differently I felt, and B, how naive I was to thinking, well, I can just roll up and just be a guest in my own house and probably not have to do a whole lot. That's really not how it goes. And I want you guys to have a realistic expectation if you're also managing remotely like I am. It's taken me 4 different visits and a few different iterations of my little dashboard / system to finally be able to come in here on just a 2-day trip and be like, yep, checked everything off the list. everything should be good to go up to my standards. I'll be the first to admit that this is still a work in progress. I don't think I'll ever be done, but I hope by sharing my process and my current system, a thing that I have really refined over the past 2.5 years, it helps anyone who's starting out kind of catch up to speed more quickly than if you were to have to go through all the same trial and error and make all the same mistakes that I did. All of the resources I mentioned in this video will be in the description below, and I really appreciate everyone's support. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you back again in Minnesota. Bye!